get yourself a snack and get ready. I hope you're not hungry because this episode is going to be all about food in Disneyland.
That is correct. Today's podcast is brought to you by Club UTM. Tonight is movie night. We are recording this the day we're putting it out because we just got back from Disneyland and we got to do what we got to do.
Got nice fresh eye bags, eye circles.
So if you're listening to this when it comes out, right when it comes out, join Club UTM and you can join us for tonight's movie night. We are watching Jungle Cruise because you know why?
Why is that?
Because I just went on the Jungle Cruise in Disneyland, the OG Jungle Cruise, and I like, you know what? I feel like
So
watching
much
that
fun.
movie.
Yeah, if you're watching the video, you'll get to see how tired we actually look. I don't know why I never adjusted to the California time until we got back.
I don't either, but I was, I'm still not adjusted.
Yeah.
I was in California and I kept saying to myself, I'm on East Coast time.
Yeah.
And now I'm on the East Coast and I'm saying to myself, I'm on California time. I don't know what's wrong with me.
West Coast time.
I got so many problems. I got more problems than a math book.
But it's true. The OG Jungle Cruise is actually pretty awesome. We had a fantastic cast member on our trip, and he was really into it and really funny.
You know what I noticed for the first time?
What's that?
And I don't know if they do this in Disney World, but they did this in Disneyland. The cast members were kind of making up their own jokes.
It seemed a lot more off the cuff than
I've been
normally-
on the Jungle Cruise many, many times in Disney World,
Yeah.
and I don't remember them being off script.
Well, it is the land of actors, right? California, Los Angeles. It's a lot of great, talented actors out there. So maybe that's why they're very able to ad lib.
And you know which part I realized it on? It kind of clicked for me. We
Yeah.
had Skipper Carl, and we got stuck the last time we were on.
Skipper Carl.
And we were going by the butterflies, and he said, oh, those are margarine flies. And this time, this guy said something totally different about the butterflies. And I was that's the first time it clicked for me that they had a different script. Like, the script was probably an outline.
Sure, like
but
general
they added their own things in there to make it themselves. And his definitely fit in with his
demeanor.
yes.
He was
And there
really cool.
Yeah, he was more of a younger, hipper California version of the Jungle Cruise
Had
captain.
long hair. I'm just regretting we didn't take a picture with him. So we'll have to go back.
But if you're watching the video here, I have my list here, and we are doing a food show. So if you are hungry, you may want to go get something. If you're not hungry, you're probably going to be after this. By the way, clubutm.co is the website if you want to join and hang out with us. There's a couple different tiers. We talked about this on last podcast, and I did put this out on social media, and a couple of people had questions about it. So can I just...
Wait, I just realized I'm wearing my Waffle House shirt. And
Yeah, I don't have
I'm
any...
actually really hungry too.
I don't have
Okay.
any of our own merch on other than the
Could use some waffles.
Tonga
Tonga.
toast. I have Tangora toast on the brain.
Okay.
Tonga toast hat. Club UTM. We may switch to an invite only. What does that mean? It just means that
Yeah, what does that mean?
we want it to be the best community around. The one and only Unlocking the Magic community, established in 2014. I just want to put that out there for those of you that know.
You know. If
And
you know, you know.
I want it to be a great community of people that we vet, right?
Oh,
right now,
okay.
it's just open to anybody. Anybody can join, and you know what? It's just like, you know what? I'm just going to join, and you can join. We're still debating this. This may be the last week you can just join.
We just want to make sure it continues to be the positive group that's there.
Right.
You know, it's just a really great outlet for you guys as well as Bruce and I. It's a place where we hang out and we escape from certain things that we are,
Everything. Like, we're entrepreneurs. We have a lot of different things going on, and there's a lot of things that come good and bad with being an entrepreneur. And sometimes, for me, Club UTM is like, I don't want to deal with any of that. I want to go hang out. It's almost like going to a movie.
Yeah.
You go to a movie and you just check out a real life for a little bit and you get immersed in the movie. I want Club UTM to be the place where I just go in there. It's positive vibes. It's people supporting each other, giving us ideas and inspiration. And to make it invite only, you have to know somebody in the club. But
it's going to be like Club 33.
someone messaged me and is like, what if I don't know anybody in the club? I would have never have discovered it. So here's what I'm going to do. You either get an invite from somebody in the club or you can request to be invited. So you can go to the website and be like, you know what, I want to request to join the club. And
answer our questions.
yeah, there'll be like a little information we got to hear about you. So,
Yeah.
you know, we don't let any serial killers in there. We don't want anybody in there that's going to be negative or not helpful.
Yeah.
So that's what the plan is. That's what that means.
Going forward, are you nervous or something
About
that ever happening? Because it hasn't happened yet.
I'm a little nervous.
Okay.
I get a little nervous. I'm not going to lie.
All right.
But today's podcast is all about food. And I was doing my show notes for this episode, and I realized we ate at about 47 different restaurants. So we had to narrow it down a little bit.
We literally ate it was like every 40 minutes we would get something to eat.
We ate more. I ate so much. Like, I'm an eater. I ate so much on this trip. I had to say to myself on the way home, I think I'm sick of eating.
No, I didn't say that. Actually, I do on Club UTM on our Instagram page. I posted a story about me craving vegetables when I got back. I was, it's not so much like craving them, but I know my body needs them. And then immediately following, as I was posting that picture, which I took of me cooking them, I happened to see the photo of me in Disneyland with a chocolate chip cookie the size of my head that I refused to share. And I just said, just take me back.
My body,
just take me back.
My body craved a fast.
No.
My body said, Bruce, I ate more than you. My body said, Bruce, you need to take a little bit of a break from eating.
Yeah, it was a lot. But anyway, I'm excited to talk about this and go through the list of, I think we can't share everything today, but maybe just some of the things that we loved the most.
Well, I said, you know what? Pick 5 things that were the most memorable to you. So I picked 5 of my favorite things I ate. Maybe on a future podcast, we'll talk about the places we ate and the list of items. And there was no sit down because we just didn't do any sit down. We didn't want to waste time at a restaurant, and we just ate a lot at quick service. So there wasn't too much time for it meal wise to sit at a sit down. So there's a lot of quick service on this list. And also next week's podcast, we are going to be talking about the Walt Disney apartment tour that we took.
That was amazing.
We took a what I don't even know the name of the tour.
Walt tour. I don't know. It was Main Street
Walt's Main Street tour. That's what it was.
It was like I had happened to listen to.
Save it for next week.
Okay.
We'll talk about it on next week's podcast. Hit the subscribe button. Come back next week. We'll talk about it. I'm going to stop you there so we don't.
I don't talk too
details.
much.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Shocker. First of all, I just want to say an honorable mention about the snacks. I got to say this one first. It's a basic item, but I just want to get it out there because I'm not sure if it will be on your list per se because it's something that you can get at Walt Disney World. But this is Disneyland churros. And oh my gosh, why are they so different in Disneyland? They are absolutely delicious. They're always soft. We were ordering them often once we realized how good they were. They're never stale. I might never buy one again in Disney World.
And I don't remember. I don't think I've ever really bought a churro in Disney World, so I can't myself. I know the kids have.
Yeah.
I don't remember them being only $5.
Oh, it's funny that you said that because G said to me, "Oh, they're kind of pricey. I mean, they're not that large, and because they're so soft, they don't sit heavy. So when you're done eating with them, you're not full or anything. So she thought it was expensive.
$5 wasn't. I mean, maybe that's where they have us now at this point.
Yeah.
Where $5 is not expensive. So maybe that's what it is.
At least she's doing it right. She said it was expensive.
The other honorable mention, which isn't on my list, is the Mickey beignets.
Okay, that is on my list.
It's not on my list because I feel like that's a given.
True.
You go to Disneyland, New Orleans Square, you have, the mint julep shop. You're going to get beignets.
True.
So that's not on my list, but that's something that I definitely suggest you do, especially if you're a first-time visitor or, you know what, a many-time visitor to Disneyland.
Okay.
Let's start with number 1.
Number 1 for Bruce.
Number 1 for me, my favorite thing that I ate in Disneyland / California Adventure. You're going to put these both together.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
Was Pim's Test Kitchen.
That's on my list. Yep.
Because not that it was the best food, but the presentation was the best.
The cast members, I actually did a cast member compliment. When I was there, we had some great cast members at Pim's Test Kitchen. And the cleanliness, the presentation, you're right. The whole ambiance when you walk through this quick service, the way they have these little miniature pretzels going through the machine and then all of a sudden they're huge. It's just really fun. But also when the food is out, the presentation of the food is really fun to watch. It's very, very photogenic.
So we ate breakfast, and I got the calculated breakfast, and then we also got the ever-expanding Cinnapim toast. Now, I don't know exactly what the ever-expanding Cinnapim toast was. It almost felt like, have you ever had monkey bread?
Yeah, it was like that.
It kind of like it almost was like a French toast version of monkey bread, where they kind of press together breads, and then they soak it in the egg and the cinnamon and kind of bake that in there. And I thought it was pretty good. And then they have a tiny fried egg on the top.
Teeny tiny.
Smoked bacon, maple syrup that they put in a tiny cylinder that looks exactly like, what do they call the cylinders for a laboratory?
Yeah, like a test tube. But
yeah, it was kind of like a test tube,
I just got really close to the mic. Sorry.
That's all right.
Okay. Yeah, so that was okay. So that was cool because also the presentation with the Pim particles, the blue Pim particles in it, and then the teeny tiny egg. The egg was the presentation of the egg. I don't know how they were able to cook it so perfectly and it be that small and realistic looking.
It was a tiny egg.
It was great. I actually didn't love the cinnamon Pim toast. It was a little heavy for me. I didn't love it. I loved Pim's Kitchen more for lunch.
In which we did get lunch there, and the two things that we got too was the quantum pretzel, which is this giant pretzel. It's almost like if you've been to Epcot in Germany, they have the giant pretzels there.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the same pretzel.
Huge, though.
It's huge. The difference is I've got that pretzel in Germany multiple times, and it's always dry.
Yeah.
This one was very soft. I don't know if it's because they just go through them in the Pim Test Kitchen, and that's what everybody, although looking around, it seemed like everybody had a pretzel. Maybe they just go through them more so they're not sitting around getting stale. But I thought it was the softest pretzel I've ever had in Disney.
Yeah, it was something that we kept going back for because it was reliable. It was delicious, easy, affordable, and something we could all share. So it wasn't expensive, and everybody just grabbed a piece. And it was well, at one point you didn't want to share, but
I think I got my own one time.
Yeah.
But multiple times during the day, I said, you know what? I'm going to go get a Pim pretzel. And everybody looked at me and said, again? You've had 3 of them already.
Can we please leave Adventure Campus?
But it's, I don't know, it was fun. It's fun to see a big grown man like myself. It was like, finally, I have a man-sized pretzel that I can eat.
That's actually really good.
Right. And then the other thing that we weren't going to get, but a cast member suggested we get, was the atomic pretzel. It's an apple bacon soft pretzel, so it's not as big as the pretzel, the quantum pretzel, but it's covered with apple strudel almost, and then bacon, and then some icing. So it's a sweet snack, not a savory
I
one.
liked the candied pepper bacon on that.
I thought that was pretty good too.
And then we had the not so little chicken sandwich, which I'm sure some of you probably have seen on social media. It's this sandwich that looks like it's been enlarged huge, but what the trick is the bun is really small, which is funny.
I liked that, but I thought it was harder to eat.
I loved that.
It was great presentation, but practicality-wise, not the easiest thing in the world to eat.
What our oldest got, Bella, she got the PB3 Superb sandwich, which was PB&J with banana, candied bacon on Pim particle bread, served with this teeny tiny micro banana smoothie, and it came with crispy potato bites. I will never have a peanut butter jelly sandwich regularly ever again. This was so good. I couldn't believe it. I've heard of PB&J with banana, but adding the candy bacon just brought it up another level.
All right, well, that's an Avengers Campus in California Adventure. So in Avengers Campus, they have the Spider-Man attraction, they have Tower of Terror, and they have the Pim Test Kitchen, but they also have like a bar, a Pim Test bar kind of thing.
They don't have Tower of Terror, by the way.
It's not in... No, they don't. Sorry. I'm forever going to call it Tower of Terror. I know it's not, but to me, it's Tower of Terror, even though it's Guardians.
Right. So I was like, wait, where? Yeah.
I'm confusing everybody there.
Okay.
But it just got stuck in my brain because of the shape of the building, and that's just the first thing I think of when I see it, even though it's not Tower of Terror.
Okay.
People have complained that there's not a lot to do in Avengers Campus. There isn't. Spider-Man was meh for you and I, but our kids loved it.
Our kids were in love. Like, they wanted to go back. There's a store there that you can buy to shoot, to purchase, to be able to do like all these different tricks with the attraction. And they were seriously considering it. Like, I was like, wow, Disney really got you if you're going to buy something just to go back on a ride, you know?
Yeah.
They really loved it.
We'll talk about that experience at another time because it is a unique attraction that you have to do at least once. But if you're an adult and you're like, you know what, I don't want to go on Spider-Man,
Just
go to the
eat.
Pim Test Kitchen where they go. That's what I did.
Just eat. It's so much fun.
So what's the first thing on your list? That was number 1 on mine.
Okay, so mine is forever going to be Tropical Hideaway. I actually have been having dreams about it. There was a weak moment where I almost left my family at California Adventure just to go back into Disneyland to purchase this item. My family talked me out of it, which understandable. It was our last day and we should be together. I get it, but this is how much I love it. It's the chili mango whip. And yeah, it's just a Dole Whip, and I see how people are saying Dole Whips can be overrated. I don't necessarily disagree with that. I think that if you're going into the Tiki Room without a Dole Whip, maybe that's a problem. Like, I think that they go hand in hand, but just a Dole Whip might be, not the best thing ever. This is it changed everything. I may never have a regular Dole Whip ever again. It
I
was
like
so
this.
good.
And I wasn't necessarily super excited to get it.
You weren't. Well, it was also, it's $8.49.
The line was long. So this tropical hideaway is, and it's a weird area right now because the tree house is under construction and there's no cut through.
Right.
So there's cast members in the front saying, hey, listen, the only thing over here is the Bengal barbecue or the Jungle Cruise. They don't even really mention Tropical Hideaway.
No, they don't.
So it's kind of tucked away in the corner before you get to the Jungle Cruise. And the line was so long. And I was thinking to myself, what is over there that the line was so long? So naturally, we had to get in just to kind of see what was over there. And that's kind of how we found it.
So delicious. I've seen it on social media.
But we weren't there specifically for that. We said, you know what? What's this Tropical Hideaway? There's a long line. There's got to be something good.
It kind of, if you don't know what the ingredients are, when you see the picture online, it's beautiful. It's like it's a pretty thing, but it also can look kind of disgusting because it's got like these like weird red, whatever, seasonings on it. So I could see why people aren't really screaming to go get this. But it's chili mango whip with pineapple and mango swirl Dole Whip, mango and chili lime seasoning, and it comes with this mango, candied mango, and I used it as my spoon for a minute. It was so good. It's that sweet, spicy, tangy flavor that I'm like I said, I'm dreaming about it. We also had the bao buns there with it.
That's true. We did have that. And I was a little hesitant because the tahini, I got the tahini on the pineapple in Epcot, and I didn't like it. It was overly done. But this one wasn't hot or spicy. It had a great mix of
It's that chili lime.
Yeah, it was like tangy, spicy, a little tiny bit. It was a great complement of each other. And I actually like this low expectations, right? I like this way more than I thought I would.
You didn't love it as much as I did. Like, you wouldn't have left your family high and dry at another park just to go and get this.
I mean, it depends on what's happening in our family at the moment.
True.
I would have left our family at certain points in this trip for lesser items.
I wasn't so sad when you said you asked me kindly not to leave, but when G looked at me and said, Mom, you can't go. It's our last day. And I said, fine. But I'll tell you, if I'm being honest, it was a challenge.
This was perfect for me, you know what, to split. Because I wouldn't have ate the whole thing myself. It was too much. But it was perfect for me to share one. Again, even though I don't like sharing ice cream because I feel like it's kind of gross.
It is, but soft serve with this, it's not dairy. It's dairy free. So I don't know why, if that makes a difference. It seems like you're allowed to share this a little bit better. But it is, again, it's almost $9. So it's not something I would have gotten probably alone just for that fact.
All right, we got to move this along because we're taking a lot of time up here.
I'm sorry.
That was on my list, too. That was actually my number 3.
Okay. So, by the way, best thing, too, is being able to purchase this or a bao bun and then sit and you overlook the Jungle Cruise, which I did see Skipper Carl.
We did.
And that, to me, it makes it even better.
All right, so that was number 3 on my list. Number 2 was the French Market.
Yes, on my list.
French Market, New Orleans Square. We ate there multiple times. One thing that I got that I thought was a good value was the jambalaya. It was a big plate of jambalaya with white rice on the bottom. It was a little bit spicy, though. So if you are not a fan of spicy items, which a lot of people ask us about, I don't know if I would get the jambalaya, but if you like spiciness and you're hungry, it had shrimp, it had chicken, it had sausage with rice. I felt like it was a good value.
I got the chicken, the roasted chicken. I got extra mashed potatoes because they're mashed potatoes and gravy.
Don't make fun of us.
No, they're so good.
It reminds me of school potatoes. Like if you're like our age and you think about cafeteria school potatoes, there was something about
we just lost people.
Turkey dinner day at school for me when I was younger that you had to get the turkey and the mashed potatoes and gravy.
You know what it is? It's comforting, right? It's like school can some days, you're uncomfortable. Maybe you wore the wrong outfit or you're just not feeling it.
Or you're just me.
Right? And you got that mashed potato and everything is right in the world. Your day is just way better. That's what these potatoes did to me. So delicious. Might have gone back just to purchase the potatoes. One thing I forgot about the French Market is that you don't have to go to the mint julep bar to buy a mint julep. They have them there.
They weren't as good though. They weren't.
You don't think?
No, because he was making them and he was doing other things at the time. The presentation wasn't the same. The ingredients may have been the same, but sometimes the presentation adds to the flavor.
Oh, I loved it.
And I didn't think the presentation was as good, in my opinion.
It was delicious, if you're asking me. The one thing to note, even though we love this French Market so much, it's going to be closed for refurbishment soon because I'm so excited about this. It's going to be turning into Tiana's place pretty soon.
That'll be cool, actually.
It's going to be, the kids are really excited about that. So just another reason why we have to go back.
So 2 things, the jambalaya and the half roasted chicken, I thought was great. Great value, great portion size. The food was good.
And
the atmosphere was good. I enjoyed those 2 things.
It was never busy when we were there too. Like, I mean, there was always a spot to sit.
There was, you know what it is? The mobile ordering was great. And the one thing I did notice this trip on mobile ordering versus going in, when we got the half chicken, let's just take that for an example.
Yeah.
There was nobody in line. But the mobile ordering wasn't letting me mobile order for a half an hour.
Right.
So sometimes when it gets busy, mobile ordering is great versus standing in line. But one of my things is the Jolly Holly Bakery, for instance. Sometimes the mobile ordering was 2 hours away.
I think that there was a glitch with your app because I never had that issue.
They were selecting me out.
They were like, not this guy again.
They were blocking me out.
Yeah.
It was really nice. I never complained, even though I got a wrong thing here and there. They shouldn't block me out.
It was really good. We have a lot of memories eating at the French Market always. Every time, it's kind of like our given. Every time we go to Disneyland, we're always at French Market. It's just a comfortable place to eat. The food's always delicious, and the atmosphere is so good that you almost don't need a sit-down reservation anywhere because it's yummy.
You know when I don't feel bad about or embarrassed the fact that we like mashed potatoes or those mashed potatoes?
Oh, we're going back to that?
We're going back to that because it
Okay.
reminds me of Anthony Bourdain used to love. So at all these Disney places, they have that like nuclear orange mac and cheese.
Yeah.
And he loved it.
He
He's
did?
like, I would secretly go to takeout restaurants and just order mac and cheese. He's like, I would put my hoodie on so no one would know it was me.
Oh my
And I would just
gosh.
order that mac and cheese because it's just one of those things you think about from your childhood that you have to eat, even though it's as Anthony Bourdain or someone who talks about food. It's kind of embarrassing that you want to eat that and you like it.
Sure.
That's us with the potatoes.
Yeah, that is. We went back to just, can we get 3 sides of potatoes, please? That was us.
They said, excuse me, did you say 3 sides of potatoes? I thought I misheard you. No, you didn't mishear us. We wanted 3 sides of potatoes.
Each.
So the French Market was my number 2 thing.
Okay. Oh, I didn't list these like in any specific order.
Mine aren't in order of greatness. Mine are just in order of the 5 things that I'm selecting.
Gotcha. Okay. Next one on my list. Well, I'll just mention it. I mean, you got to go to the Mint Julep Bar. You have to have the Mickey beignets. You got to go sit in New Orleans Square and then just immerse yourself in that environment. But what I've heard, so the Mickey beignets were delicious. They were a lot lighter than I remembered, which is fine. But I ate like 5 of them and I was still hungry. So I don't know what's going on, but that was kind of a bummer for me because there was a point where we were running low in the bag and I kept looking over at you and I know you didn't have quite as many as me and I almost took them all.
They are very light and airy in the middle, so you're not going to get full from 1 or 2.
No.
Nor do I think you should get full from those, though.
I mean, I kind of wanted to be full after my number 4.
That's true.
I've heard they're better actually at Ralph Brennan's Jazz Kitchen. That's in downtown Disney, in Disneyland. But unfortunately, it was closed for refurbishment.
The day we got there.
Yeah, literally the day we arrived.
Because the jambalaya, the gumbo,
yeah,
all that stuff looked great there that I wanted to get, but unfortunately, we couldn't.
Right. That was a bummer.
The reason I brought up Anthony Bourdain was because my next thing is the breakfast chimichanga. People are going to get so mad that I said chimichanga, but Robert Irvine and Anthony Bourdain
are wrong. No, I'm just kidding.
said chimichanga, not changa.
Anyways, moving on.
If there's anybody I'm going to listen to when it comes to food and pronunciations of
They
items
struck a
that are
nerve.
edible,
Yeah.
it's Anthony Bourdain and Robert Irvine. If
Okay.
they say changa, I'm on the changa gang.
Moving on. That was really good. I enjoyed mine a lot. Although it was a little heavy towards the end there. Like, it's fried, so if you get it for breakfast, it's delicious. But if you're sensitive and have a sensitive stomach like I can have sometimes when I'm traveling, it's not necessarily the best thing to eat.
So it's a fried wrapper with eggs, potatoes, sausage in the middle, and it's delicious. It's at a cart located right outside of the entrance of Big Thunder Mountain in Disneyland. And it's available from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m., they say, or as supplies last.
It's crispy, so when you bite into it, and then like it just oozes out with this just soft
I had
that
one and a
egg
half
mission.
because G got one and didn't want it, and I ate it, and that was a mistake.
You had 2.
One is enough.
Yeah.
I don't think you should eat any more than one. If you eat one and you're still hungry, go get something else.
Is that what you're trying to tell yourself?
I'm
for
trying
next
to tell
time?
myself that was a mistake.
Would you rather have the breakfast one or the lunch or dinner one?
Either is good for me, but you know what happened? I stumbled upon this one time. You guys were getting beignets our last trip,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't want beignets. And I was looking
How
for
dare
something.
you.
Yeah,
No,
I
I'm
just
just
didn't want. I
kidding.
just didn't want beignets. I wanted something
Yeah.
not sweet for breakfast.
Sure.
And I just happened to stumble upon this cart that got the chimichangas, and I think it was around like 10 or 10:30, so it was almost lunchtime because you get up at 4 o'clock in the morning out there.
Yeah. Well, we do
And
anyway.
They said, we don't have those, but we have the breakfast ones. I'm like, I'll give it to me. I'll give it a try. And I tried it, and I'm like, this is the best thing ever.
So good.
So now I'm hooked on the breakfast ones.
I'm more of a go to New Orleans Square, have my beignets and coffee, and then hit up the chimichanga, whatever.
Chimichanga.
For a lunch or dinner type thing, because for some reason my stomach can handle beignets in the morning, but not necessarily fried egg with eggs. I don't know. I'm weird, but
That is a bit strange.
that is a bit strange. So
Although the beignets are a lot lighter.
that's it. That's it. My stomach can be weird when I'm away. That's the one thing that aggravates me about traveling. If I could say one thing, just one, is that I do eat with my eyes often, and my body just doesn't necessarily enjoy that.
Yeah, that's me every day.
That bothers me.
That's pretty much me.
So I want to have it, and then I do.
Wait, that's not how you're supposed to be?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. So chimichanga, I'm going to keep saying it like that,
Next
is my number 4.
Okay, well, my next one is something that is often talked about. Actually, at Club UTM, we've had a lot of people suggest this, and I'm so glad we finally tried it. This is at the Jolly Holiday. I almost say Jolly Holiday Bakery Cafe. So good.
Busy. Very busy.
It's off of Main Street, and it definitely is a busy spot because it's a pretty place. I mean, they have just really nice seating outside, and it's a very welcoming area right off of Main Street. So, of course, it's going to be busy. But I got a really great coffee and a Matterhorn macaroon. So good, in the shape of the Matterhorn, which is very Instagrammable. I've seen pictures. Sometimes those can go either way with me. Like when you see something online that looks so perfect, it doesn't necessarily taste that great. These were really, really good.
Now, there's 2 kinds of macaroons.
Yeah.
There's the ones that are the one we got, shaped as a Matterhorn, and then they had a totally different kind of macaroon that was shaped as a Mickey that one of our kids got.
Which apparently sells out. It's a strawberry macaroon with mousse filling and has raspberries in it, and it's really, really good. I've heard that it's very popular, and when they sell out, they sell out. I didn't find them.
No, they had plenty when we were there. We went there in the afternoon.
We were lucky.
She gave me a piece of it to try. It was very sweet. It was lighter than it looks. So if you look at it, it looks kind of heavy. It almost looks like an ice cream sandwich.
Yeah.
But it's not. And it's very light, but it's very, very sweet. And I like sweets, so it was a little bit too sweet for me.
The 4 of us. And then one of our kids got the toasted cheese sandwich with
Which I
soup.
asked her today. I
Yeah.
said, gee, what was your favorite thing you ate in Disneyland? And she said that was it.
The tomato basil soup and cheese sandwich.
The grilled cheese sandwich with sourdough bread and the
That's it.
tomato basil soup. She said that was I think she actually said, I don't really remember. And then 10 minutes later, she's like, you know what? The grilled cheese sandwich. That was the best thing I ate. She's like, I finally remembered. It was so good.
I got to learn to make grilled cheese with sourdough bread at home. She really
Sourdough
loved
bread
that.
is the bomb.
Yeah, it's really good.
So yeah, those are what they thought were pretty good things.
Yeah.
All right, number 5 on my list.
How many do you have left?
This is my last one.
Okay.
And this is something that people have messaged me about because if you are familiar with the podcast, you're very familiar with the fact that I like Tonga toast. And I have a shirt. I'm wearing a Tonga toast hat right now. I am very much
dedicated.
Team Tonga. I'm a Tonga toast fan guy. I think I'm the president of a fan club for Tonga toast.
Mm-hmm.
Tangaroa Terrace and the Tangaroa toast. Did I say that?
I'm going to go with it.
Tangaroa.
It's fine. You know
Tangaroa.
what? Yeah. Whatever.
Tangaroa, chimichanga. What's the difference?
It's all the same. Go ahead.
The Tangaroa toast, which is it's a tropical California version of Tonga toast.
Much lighter. I want to say a healthier version in some ways.
Yeah, if Tonga toast had a hipper cousin, this is it.
Yeah, that lived in the West Coast and was
It's
watching
got a citrus based topping, almost like the strawberry compote, but it's citrus based with whipped cream. It doesn't have anything in the middle like the bananas, so you don't have to worry about that. And it's a lot lighter. It almost tasted like it wasn't deep fried like the Tonga toast was, but I'm not really sure.
Maybe it was just like lightly.
It was way lighter. I'm telling you that.
Yeah.
If you think the Tonga toast is heavy, this was a lot lighter. That being said, I'm not a huge citrus person. I thought it was good. Not shirt worthy.
Gotcha. It was good. It's good for the way. It's like good for what you get out there, but not.
Listen, you're in California.
good.
Not that you're not in Florida. You don't want to. You're not hot and sweaty, but you're on the West Coast. You're trying to,
You gotta wear your like outfit to go surfing.
Exactly.
You gotta
You gotta be a little bit lighter. I thought it was good. I thought it was a good thing that I would get if I'm staying at the Disneyland hotel. I don't know if I would go out of my way to get it.
Or dedicate a whole club based on Tonga.
No, I'm definitely not the president of the Tangaroa toast.
Gotcha.
They're gonna have to be a subcategory of our club.
I didn't get enough of it to really make up my mind. I should have ordered my own. That was the mistake I made. I accidentally ordered the avocado toast. I don't know how I did that. I don't know.
I don't think you did it on purpose. I think you said something else, and they just happened to.
It was fine.
Give us avocado toast, which I tried, and I didn't think it was bad.
It was good. It was. Listen, it's a little expensive. That was my only thing. It's like.
But it was a really thick piece of
maybe it just
toast.
Yeah.
And it had a lot of eggs on there. It was.
Maybe it was worth the price. It's just I wasn't into that particular item.
Avocado toast is an item you have to mentally prepare to order.
Definitely.
So if you say scrambled eggs and bacon and they give you avocado toast, it throws you way off.
That might be why I was a little grouchy.
It's like, that's not what I wanted. It's not even what I had on my mind or in my brain of what I wanted to eat.
For sure.
You got to be mentally ready for that.
Yeah. So, but that's good to know. I mean, I think that what you have to consider too is the atmosphere of what you're eating and where you are. Makes it that much better. So
very much so.
Being around the tiki torches and by the pool, it's really delicious.
Those were the top things that I ate. Listen, we have a whole list here. I'm looking at our Google sheet here for other things that we ate at. Bengal Barbecue, Galactic Grill, the Golden Horseshoe.
I'm embarrassed.
The Bronto Roasters, the Cappuccino Cart, which they have Joffrey's in California Adventure and
exciting.
Disneyland, so that the Cappuccino Cart was pretty good. The Cozy Cone, Flo's VA Cafe, we ate at. Lucky Fortune, the Pacific Wharf Cafe, Schmoozies, and Trolley Treats to top it all off, which we'll talk about that one. Trolley Treats wasn't my favorite place to get ice cream.
I can't believe how much we ate.
So, yeah, that's why. Why didn't you sit at a sit-down place? Well, did you see the list of quick service? I think we hit every quick service shop.
It's true.
I think the only thing that you don't see on here is a popcorn.
Which we got too.
Which did we get?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
At Cozy Cone.
That's right. Wow. The Cozy Cone. Yeah, we got multiple things there. Oh, by the way, the ending of this podcast is brought to you by Unlocking the Magic Travel. If you're looking to take a vacation to Disney, Disney World, Disney Cruise, Adventures by Disney, whatever it is, we can help you out. We'll hook you up with one of our agents, one of our great, amazing agents that we have on the team. We're going to support the team here, and they'll help you book your vacation. It doesn't cost you any money either.
I want to say thank you to those of you that have reached out, that have used us, and really loved us. I really just want to say thank you to you for giving us a try and believing in us. It means a lot, and I just really thank you for your support.
And we're always looking to grow our team. So if you want to join an amazing team, we have a lot of trainings, a lot of support, a great agent community. If you're an experienced agent, especially we're looking for Disneyland, Disney Cruise, Adventures by Disney. If you're one of those people who are maybe not super happy with the agency you're working with now, or you were doing it before and you want to get back into it, let us know. UnlockingTheMagicTravel.com.
I didn't list the last one that I had on my list.
Oh, there's more? I mean, listen, I had 17 on my list, but I can't get to them all today.
This one I'm just listing because it's just a place that we seem to hit often. Again, with the...
Did you get something in your eye over there?
I did. A comfort food. It's reliable Pacific Wharf Cafe at California Adventure. Eaten by the dock of the bay. It's a great atmosphere. Always seem to have a spot to sit, which is really important. We have 5 people.
It's a sea of tables in that area.
There really literally is a sea of tables. And I really enjoy the sourdough bread. The bread bowls, the mac and cheese was really good. actually all the kids really wish I could make mac and cheese the way they make it there.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's not the healthiest thing to eat, but it was delicious, reliable, and affordable. That to me is important when we're traveling with the 5 of us, is to find foods that
I don't know if affordable is the right word.
worth the price.
Worth the price, or I'm trying to think of the right word. It's definitely not cheap, right? Because it's still expensive, but it's the portion size matches the price.
$11.99 for a mac and cheese bowl and a huge sourdough bread bowl that 2 kids really shared.
And here's a tip, which I didn't know before. They have sides of butter. So listen, don't laugh at me, okay? You get some sides of butter, and you can have bread and butter. You eat your mac and cheese or the soup or whatever it is, and when they're done, you get the sourdough bread is really, really good, and they make it right back there. There's a tour right behind.
I know.
That you can go watch them. I have a whole bunch of videos of. I'm fascinated with bread making and pizza.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole tour that you can take, and it's like a walking tour. You don't need to get tickets or anything to it. You can just see them making it. Yeah.
You get free bread.
Why'd you laugh at me when I said get some butter on the side?
Just because the last thing we probably needed on this trip was more butter.
You can't have sour. You can't have that kind of bread and not put a little butter on there.
Well, I mean, it's probably meant to use.
Wait, it wasn't meant the way I used it?
I know. No. You did it right, is what I'm saying. Never mind. But I love it. It was good. It's hearty. Looking at the list, it doesn't really make sense because I often say I like to be full I like to eat and knowing that I'm going to get full so I don't have to worry about food. But clearly, Disneyland and California Adventure is it. What I do there is eat. That's all I do.
Listen, it was always lunch o'clock.
That's just it. And I've come to realize that I treat Disneyland like I do Epcot, where the main attraction really is the food.
I think California Adventure does a good job with food as well.
Last honorable mention, I just want to say, Flo's V8 Cafe, the French fries.
They were good?
They were really good, and I know this is silly, but I was craving fries in the worst way, and everywhere we would go, I couldn't find a decent French fry. It was either dry or paper thin, just not something I wanted to waste calories on. But the Flo's V8, they had these thick, steak fries.
Yeah.
So delicious.
They were pretty good. I got a burger there. It was really good.
Okay.
I thought it was not memorable good, but it was, if you want looking for a good burger, and when we were there, cars just closed down for a week or two for refurbishment. Never seen Radiator Springs so empty in my life.
It was pretty amazing, actually.
So to sit at Flo's with nobody there because it's not open.
Well, the attraction, yeah.
But usually Flo's is so busy because everybody's headed to Radiator Springs for cars. There's not a lot of seating, but just we happen to catch it at the right time. So between that and the burger and fries, it was pretty delicious.
Yeah.
But I think that's going to do it for this episode of the podcast.
I don't think any of my clothes are going to fit anymore.
No. Well, you listen, 20,000 steps or 25,000 steps a day.
That's true.
You can kind of eat what you want.
Yeah.
Because you are taking so many steps.
That's true.
Again, thank you to all of our sponsors, Unlocking the Magic Travel, Club UTM. If you want to get some of our shirts and swag, you can head over to clubutm.co. We'll have all of our shirts and uploads. We're going to be adding a lot more shirts and everything over there as well. Get some hats, whatever you want.
All right.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Is that all?
That's all.
We'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody. The only thing was